Hi everyone, today we're going to walk through the key compliance responsibilities every nonprofit board member should understand. Many people join boards because they care about the mission, and I'm excited you're here today because of that. But board service also comes with legal responsibilities. In fact, Bruce Hopkins explains in Chapter 25 that directors have the responsibility to act prudently and protect their organization and its resources. Today, we will review the key documents, common compliance risks, and practical questions every board member should walk away knowing today. The first responsibility is understanding the organization itself. Hopkins recommends that board members review foundational documents, including the Articles of Incorporation, bylaws, IRS exemption application, determination letter, annual filings, and meeting minutes. Let's start with the Articles of Incorporation. This section explains why the organization exists. As board members, we should always ask, are we operating within this purpose? If the answer becomes unclear, the organization may be experiencing mission drift. Next is the IRS determination letter. This is like the nonprofit's birth certificate for tax-exempt status. This is going to highlight the effective date of public charity classification, the IRS recognition. Without this document, we won't be able to apply for grants, sponsorships, and charitable contributions. Board members should know where this document is stored and understand what classification the organization received from the IRS. One of the most important transparency documents is the Form 990. The public can see this form. Potential donors often review this form. Grant makers review this form. Board members should ask, would I feel comfortable if a donor reviewed this today? The Form 990 tells a story about how effectively the organization is using its resources. One area that can surprise nonprofits is unrelated business income tax, otherwise known as UBIT. Just because an organization is tax exempt doesn't mean every dollar earned is tax exempt. Hopkins explains that activities must substantially further the organization's exempt purpose. Examples that could create concern is merchandise sales, advertising, facility rentals, certain sponsorships. A good board would ask, would this activity still exist if it wasn't generating revenue? Another common risk area is gaming. Many nonprofits conduct raffles, opportunity drawings. The problem is that gaming activities often trigger additional registration and reporting requirements. For organizations like the Riverside Community Services Foundation, gala, raffles, and fundraising drawings may require compliance with California registration requirements. Board members should ask, are these activities properly registered and documented? The next risk is lobbying. Public charities can engage in some lobbying, however, lobbying cannot become a substantial part of the organization's activities. The challenge is understanding the difference between educating the public and trying to influence legislation. Board members should ask, are we informing people or are we encouraging legislative action? Political campaign activities are even more restrictive. 501c3 organizations cannot support or oppose candidates for public office. Potential risks include candidate endorsements, political statements, social media activity, campaign appearances. A simple question is, could a reasonable person interpret this as supporting a candidate? If the answer is yes, additional review is probably needed. Finally, board members should understand charitable deductions. Not every dollar paid to a nonprofit is deductible. Examples include gala tickets, sponsorship packages, auction purchases. The organization must communicate what portion is actually deductible. Transparency protects both donors and the organization. The biggest takeaway from this training is that compliance is not about paperwork. Compliance protects the mission. Board members who understand the organization, review key documents, ask good questions, and monitor risk areas help ensure that charitable resources continue serving the community. Understanding the organization and actively overseeing its operations is one of the best ways to protect both the organization and themselves from liability. Thank you for your time and thank you for your commitment to serving the community.